Hi, our light is not very good. Um, let's see. I don't know if we can do anything about it, really. I could bring this closer in. Um, this is just a quick video. I have some other videos forming, and that some have gone up, some will go up soon, about the Tennant Biomodulator. Um, I technically this is not my very first use ever of it, so let me say that, despite the title of this video. Um, but this is the first time that I've used it in my home and used my very own Tennant Biomodulator. I've been using it kind of catch as catch can, and now I'm using my own. But I also have not used it in quite a while, and my body is really broken down since I've gotten to try it at my doctor's office. So this is the first time that I used it completely on my own, and so I did the 4 steps. I could not do the 5th step today because I have not used before the nodes that you put on your body. I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm going to try that on another day when I'm in a little better better energy position. And when you first start it, you want to be careful to not overdo it, because it's possible to do too much. The very first time I did it, I ended up doing it for like 2 hours, and I drank like 1.5 gallons of water just sitting in the chair at the doctor's office. So apparently I really needed it that day. But after that time, the other probably 5 times I did it, I had to do it for decreasing amounts of time, down from, that first 2 hour event to, I think the last time I went to the doctor's office and did it, it was no more than 10 minutes to do all 5 of the protocol steps. So today I went kind of in between. I did it for about 30 minutes. We'll see how that does. But just to kind of give you a sense of my pain levels, my pain levels are a little mixed up today because they were pretty high yesterday, doing some medical travel and then doing some really difficult tests. And then when I came home, I feel not too good in my house. I had another expert talk with me about it today, and I think it's because we are in a town that's on top of an old iron lake. Basically, it's an old iron quarry. So I think there's some geopathic stress that I have, moving here on top of the ungrounded electricity in my house. So, which no one will seem to come fix. And now that I'm in between work and income sources, I now is not the time to spend $20,000. That's for sure. So, but I would share that last night my pain level was, wow, like kind of off the charts, and my neuropathy was really intense and red and purple and bad. And I took a little bit of THC, and but it was a little bit different one than I've taken before. It was more THC but less CBD. I'm hoping that since my CBD tolerance is not as good as my THC tolerance is, I'm hoping that over time that will be a better gummy for me than the one I had before. But all that to say, I slept well last night, and it was a little hard to get up today. But I had some very legal and medical issues to deal with, so I had to be up and around today. My pain was still pretty bad, or I could tell that it was bad behind the THC pain relief, right? Like it was back there, but where I could do stuff. But I did still have to type today, which is especially dangerous when you're on pain med and when you know it's masking the pain, because the pain is a good indicator of like, okay, it's time to stop now. I didn't have that indicator today. So at this point, I need to stop typing for a few days. And my pain, I would say, when I started the procedure, the protocol today, I would say my pain was, masking notwithstanding, I would say it was probably a good solid 7.5. And my pain now, I would say, is about a 3. So very different. I don't have enough lights on to really even know what color my hands are right now, but they feel less red. And that's kind of the more important thing to me, really. So that's a pretty big difference. I also got thirsty for the first time today during the protocol, and now have drunk a quart of organic coconut water. So that's good. I mean, and that's the idea, is that the protocol resets the systems, sends correct signals. So, if we need to eat, get us hungry. If we need to drink, get us thirsty. I will say, though, that when you're doing the protocol, you definitely want to stay very hydrated and have enough calories for it to do its work. I suspect I was a little breathless toward the beginning of it because I hadn't really eaten that much today. I definitely hadn't drunk that much today. So it's great that I'm getting the thirst and the appetite back. And my tummy was a little bit rumbly when I was doing the fourth step, which is the umbilical reset, which is good too. It was a productive kind of rumbly, like, oh, we're moving things around because they were in the wrong place, kind of thing. So so those are the impacts that I noticed on the first day. I definitely feel calmer. Um, I'm just thankful that it worked, honestly, because my body's been so inflamed right now, and it's been so many weeks now since I got to use the biomodulator at all, that for my particular body that's very electrically sensitive and just generally very sensitive, I thought it might go into a flare if I gave it any kind of stimulation. And so I was a little bit cognizant about that. But I just did very low power level for each step, and I'm thankful that that worked, and I'll keep doing it at very low level. But I feel better, and the fact that I can have my hands flat right now is a pretty big deal. And I don't know if you can tell. It used to not mirror image like this, but now it is doing this weird mirror image thing. But yeah, on my right hand, it is, the fact that it can be flat right now is a really big deal. It's often not able to do that these days. So yay for all that. Hope that's helpful to anybody looking, at the contraption and trying to understand what they do. I know there's a lot of good information on the Synergy website about it, but some of it is it's not quite like personal experience-ish. It's not that flavor. So there is a Facebook group that you can join too if you want to learn more about it, and they're pretty helpful there as well. And when I can type better, I will put in the link for this this contraption so that if you need to find it, you can. But you can also look it up too. So hope that's helpful.